Good morning, pregame crew. How are you doing? I hope you are well. I believe it's Tuesday. I'm not sure. Tuesday, August 29th, 2023, 6:20 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the pregame show. This is a show where I officially get started in 10 minutes. I jump on early because I'm an overachiever and I like to say hello to my friends, do an audio visual check, and take a few chart requests because I need to get warmed up, especially today because today's show must end on time at 6:50 my time. That's when Charting Me and Dan will go live with the free open house. You get to see behind the curtain. How's the sausage made? You get to see a normal open that we have with Charting Me and Dan. Sometimes we have with Denzi, Lamont, myself, Jason. You're going to get to see it with Dan this morning, and he'll do live trading if the trade's set up. So that free open house is immediately after my show today. So it's 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. You can just click on this YouTube link. And toward the end of the show, I will also post the link for the webinar. We have a webinar today at 5 p.m. Eastern on how to avoid bag holding. It'll be with Dan, Lamont, and myself, and I'm very much looking forward to that webinar, and I hope to see you there. All of these things are free, free, free. And finally, Lamont has asked me anything Thursday. That'll be fun. All right. I got the housekeeping out the way. Hey, Greg. Good morning, Andrew, Jody. Hey, Tom, Sir Fernando, Topher. Hey, Rob, Marvin, Andre, Geo Guitar, B-Hawk, Mal, Sam, Greg. Thank you, Rob. You're on the morning bike ride, Ryan. Will you get me some calories burned too, please? Thank you. Hey, SpongeBob, Theorem, Anu, Mike, Average, Dave. Success is inevitable. Hey, Skyper. That makes me think of Kuiper, if that tells you anything about my age. And if you don't know what Kuiper is, I'm so sorry. Look it up. K-Y-P-E-R. Trashy good music. Hey, homie, XRP. XRP isn't on Coinbase, so I don't know what you... Unless something's changed last time I looked. Is it on Coinbase now? No way. When did it get back on Coinbase? Well, I'll answer my own question. So January of 2021, it was off Coinbase, and it looks like it rejoined Coinbase in July. Well, I'll be darned. You learn something new every day. Daily inside bar. Weekly inside bar. Lots of misdirection on shorter time frames with these tightening ranges. 4 hour below EMAs, hourly below EMAs. I would expect a higher low on the 4 hour chart relative to 51 cents. A big old squeeze brewing. Something's a brewing here. Choppy, choppy, difficult to trade right here, right now. Oh, okay, Dave. Thank you. Thanks for teaching me something. Lily should look good. Yeah. Lily and NVO had great earnings no, it was earlier this month, I believe. August 8th for Lily. NVO. August 10th. Yeah, their charts look strong compared to others. Potential weekly bull flag. Probably looks better on the 3-day, yeah. Just stalling out up here. Trying to cool off RSI. It is consolidating in time versus price. That is bullish. Nice tight pattern. XBEV. NEO had earnings overnight. Let me start there. NEO had earnings and they are down almost 6%. Or 6%. XBEV is actually holding up pretty well considering because it is another Chinese EV name. Odds favor a weekly lower high. It's all about the high of yesterday. Can we reclaim it or do we stay inside yesterday's range for a potential inside bar? I would say with that NEO overhang and inside bar is possible. Right here, right now, I don't see a clear setup to give you. To go bullish up here, no. Maybe short 1870, that would be the only way I'd be comfortable. Otherwise, I don't see a good positioning spot here. I am out of my half of my gold long. I think I typed it out yesterday. Here we are. Yeah, gold test. This is 21 hours ago at 9:35 a.m. Mountain Time yesterday. Gold testing daily resistance. I'm taking half of GC contracts off here at resistance, swinging rest with a squeeze. Covered entry set up last week on pregame. That was my entry and that was my exit yesterday. But it does not look good this morning. Dollar is bouncing. I'm still green, just barely. This dollar strength is putting a kibosh on the gold bull party for now. Good morning, Scotty doesn't know. Struggling here at the daily 8 EMA. Daily 21 EMA is overhead and the 50 MA. We have a technical daily higher high. Weekly, we're looking for a higher low. 4-hour squeeze. I look at charts sometimes, and this is what comes to my brain. Wrong, right, indifferent. This is what comes to my brain. Apathy. No one gives a hoot about this name right now. Bulls are just kind of done with it. They like mangled it and just threw it to the side, and bulls aren't picking it up yet. So just pure apathetic. I just don't see a lot of interest right now in this name toward any direction. Doesn't mean it can't come on in a second, but right now, don't see a setup right here. Yeah, I'm early this morning because I have to be on time to exit by 6:50. I have an annoying alarm set for 6:49 because I want to be off the mic so he can then boot up YouTube. Market's pulling back even more here. It's collapsing under dollar strength. That's the story right now. Daily sideways underneath the 8 EMA, 4-hour sideways. Ugh, I can't stand these. Big pullback, tiny bounce, big pullback, large bounce. It's just lots of misdirection. Weekly inside bar, that's why. Oh, there was a good one on that one, Rob. I can't think of it right now. I'll have to think. Just give me a second. So we're on our second weekly inside bar on PLTR. Probably lots of misdirection on lower time frames. Yep. Dollar is screaming higher. I guess you could buy a pullback long to yesterday's low, 14.50, and stop out below that if you're wrong, but don't like it. I promise I'll find a chart today that I like. I do have Queen of the Mountain charts. It's just I'm not liking these that much. I want something clear. Generac should be good. Timmy Dio, your first time here on live chat. Well, welcome. Generac should be good with the hurricane that's unfortunately in the Gulf right now. The generators company Generac usually benefits, and Home Depot and Lowe's from hurricane type weather. Okay. Weekly chart looks fine. We're inside last week's range. Daily chart, we broke bull by 8 cents, but I would still consider this a daily inside bar as well. Weekly time frames are fine. I'd look for a pullback buy if you want a long compared to yesterday's low. Hey, Timmy Dio, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the YouTube video description to receive a PDF explanation, everything that I have on my chart. I do not use Bollinger Bands, and I use VWAP sparingly. I do use RSI and actually have a graphic on that. No problem, Decipher. Okay. You know what I'm thinking about? Night Truck, is I'm thinking Tesla. Do y'all remember that beach ball trade? Where was it? It could have been back. No, it wasn't back there, was it? When you push a level below a key support and you push it below and bears are unable to keep it below and it pops up like a beach ball that you're trying to push underwater. That recent Tesla example, and I don't remember the exact date. I know some of you out there, y'all have it. I don't think it was over here. I'm thinking it was maybe, no, it wasn't that far back. Here, this sounds right, around July 24th. And I know some of you will have it and y'all be like, da 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 da. I know exactly which day it is. But it's those where you just get almost right below like a key psych level. Like if this one had been below 250 and then you don't stay there and you pop, those are those lack of follow through that I like. Yesterday, actually, NVIDIA had a great example yesterday. So let's back up and let's mark. Yeah, this is a good one. It's more recent too. This would have been Friday's low. Here's a great example. We drop below Friday's low, which is typically a bearish signal because you lost the prior day's low, and bulls immediately bought the dip with two long lower wicks of bulls buying the dip, and we got a vol climax. Those are those bear breaks or bull breaks that you like to either buy or short, depending on what we're looking at. In this case scenario, go long, where you flushed this 450 psychological that matched up with 450.24 Friday's low, and bam, bulls bought that dip hard. Those are the type of reverses that I'm looking for. And Mr. F posted about this one specifically yesterday. Higher time frame is always the most important. Oh, I know, Dakota. I know you were answering for yourself. That's okay. I appreciate you helping. We all have different ways to skin this trading cat. It's 6:32. I have to get started. I cannot be late today, and I'm already late. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. What I do here every morning is I show you this table where it shows you where I'm looking either more bullish or bearish. I have my notes off screen, and I save those for TCG members when I am done. Hey, Jimbo over in Trading View. I'll try to get to he. Hawaii Electric had a good bounce going yesterday off of news. And it's continuing this morning. We're up 2%. Just be careful. This is news-driven name. Bulls have a lot of work to do to repair this funky chart. All right. So we have jolts today at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's 30 minutes after the market opens. We have a 3-star out of 3-star event. We also have consumer confidence. Tomorrow, we have GDP. Thursday, why didn't I start there? We have PCE. And Friday, non-farm payrolls. And I should have mentioned non-farm payrolls here. So non-farm payrolls tomorrow, and GDP, PCE, and initial jobless claims on Thursday, non-farm payrolls on Friday, and ISM data. Yada, yada, lots of important data. All right. Oh, did I say give me a follow on Twitter, please, at ChartGalLori, and hit that like button. Okay. So much I want to go over, and I have limited time. Okay, the dollar is super strong. As long as this dollar is a raging bull, careful with your longs. This dollar strength is creating pressure on our overall equities market. 104.70, let's just call it 104.70. That is your last monthly lower high, and that's what bulls are aiming to get over. This is not a good look for market bulls at all. ES. So I have my megaphone lines, all you trend line police out there, just know that it's on the 4 hour. So if it doesn't match up perfectly on the 8 hour, that's why. But I like the 8 hour view for price action. We're looking for a lower high here. So this is my short position marker where I'm showing you a good location would possibly be to scout that 8 hour lower high. Because overall, on the daily, we're looking for a lower high. We have enough room for a higher low on a pullback. But when we're sequencing these events, what is more likely to happen first? The daily lower high, 8-hour lower high, and then the daily higher low. So if we're sequencing, this is what we're looking at first as far as odds. What does it favor? And when you can start breaking down time frames into these chunks and you're sequencing, it helps your brain say, okay, so first of all, I'm looking more bearish than bullish this morning, and then possibly flipping bullish toward the end of the day for potential higher low, or maybe we set that tomorrow. Jolts will have a huge impact as to how this resolves. So pick your poison, 8-hour or 12-hour. Either way, we're looking for lower highs on ES. On NASDAQ, we're looking for lower highs on the 8-hour or 12-hour. RTY and YM are a different animal. Look at RTY. We were able to get over this 1883.70. We got over it. I traded IWM yesterday. Any of you who watched me trade that in the room, I messed up. I typed out that I was doing Friday's expiry, but I took a screenshot of my actual entry, my exits, my position, and it showed it was same day expiration. That was a Monday morning flub up for me. I really wanted to swing it. I intended to buy Friday's expiration, so I hope I didn't cause a lot of confusion. The trade ended up green, but you know, it happens. And that made me just kind of slow my roll. I completely unwound that position. Even though it was green, I got out of it as soon as I realized I had made a mistake, and I didn't even realize it myself. A member asked me, hey Lori, are you sure those are Fridays? It looks like same day. And I think that was Rick. And if you're listening, Rick, thank you for that. So we're still trapped under this daily 200 MA, but I'm more of an IWM bull still than I am a bear. We did things on this chart we were unable to do on the market. We got a daily higher high. YM is still a little bit stronger. Was it the weekly we're bouncing from the 50? No, it was the daily where we bounced from that 200 MA and RTY. We're trapped under the 200 MA on futures, but on the Russell, we actually held the 200 MA and we bounced. Okay, Hang Seng was up 1.95% overnight. DAX was up 0.17% overnight. So overall markets, international markets were all green overnight. That should bode well for the market, but we just can't shake off the dollar at the moment. VIX is up ever so slightly, but is that a chart you want to bring home to mom? No, this chart still looks bearish. Okay, and here's just a really quick thing I just got together this morning. In working with other traders, I see how we mention RSI so much at TCG, or we mention the squeeze, which is one of my favorites. And then we tend to put more weight on it than we should. I thought I would give you a visual depiction of how I make my decisions based on the chart. 75% of my decision weight, and of course this isn't accurate, it could change. It could be 80% on one decision, 100% on another decision. But for the most part, price action has 75% of the importance. That's how it weighs on my decision making. Exponential and simple moving averages that I use, about 5%. Does it have a squeeze or absence of a squeeze? 5%. Volume, 5%. Market correlations, 5%. I would say market correlation sometimes bumps up a little bit higher. Moving averages bumps down. Volume bump down. But look how bupkis these numbers are compared to this number. Price action is umero. I said I was that I was never going to try to do Spanish anymore because I know y'all are just cringing in your skin, but I hope you love me enough to overlook my terrible, terrible Spanish attempts. Where's the percentage? There it is. Okay. So price action is the most important. This is not completely universal. It changes from situation to situation, but for the most part, price action is at least 75%, if not more, of my decision making based on what is the most likely scenario. So ensure that you're not letting RSI or other fancy indicators climb up higher on that list. Uno, draw four. Yes, yes. You know what? I hope that's one of the reasons y'all love me is that I can totally make fun of myself. I've heard the TradingView app is better. I have both, and I just keep going back to the default browser. And I also am like a junior high user of TradingView, so just know that that's not my strong suit. All right, Bitcoin. I'm glad I got some of y'all to laugh because y'all know y'all are dying at this terrible Spanish attempt. Okay, we still have an inside bar on Bitcoin. We're inside yesterday's range. And we can see that the other day when I left off some of my isms, because I said I wanted to get a back burner strategy under my belt, something like that, where I come up with a trading concept like Dan has done. And then y'all reminded me, well, Lori, you came up with a trade keeper. And then someone said, you came up with a market environment dossier. I'm like, well, let's don't forget the most important one that I came up with. Inside bars on higher time frames lead to misdirection on lower time frames, and it can sometimes look like a drunk girl walking home from a bar after midnight trying to get home because they're just all over the place because bulls and bears are probing liquidity. We have a lack of liquidity in this market. Volumes dried up because of summer. We're waiting for it to come back. Usually it ramps up after Labor Day, but that's the problem with Bitcoin right now. It's all over the place because of these inside bars on higher time frames. Ethereum is a daily inside bar as well. Again, lots of misdirection on lower time frames. Don't lose sight. You know what? I may not be able to speak Spanish, but dang, I can fry up some TA and trading. All right, so we have this high compression squeeze on the 4-hour on Ethereum, and we have it on Bitcoin. Don't lose sight of that. I'm expecting a outsized move. Let me type it out for y'all. Squeeze is a directionless indicator. It indicates that an outsized move is pending. And we don't know if it's going to be up or to the downside. Usually the preceding trend, it gives you a clue. But an outsized move is pending on Bitcoin. Yes, that's the largest font that it has. And do I want to drive it home? Yes. All right, gold. Gold, we're inside yesterday's range. We broke this daily downtrend to the upside. That was my key to go long last week. We broke this daily bull flag. We confirmed, but we're not getting followed through over the daily 21 EMA. Gold bulls still have a ton of work to do because dollar bulls are not letting up at all. On the next bounce, we're looking for an hourly lower high on gold. So the temporary top is most likely set on gold. Oil, API estimates after hours tomorrow. This weekly chart, still my guiding light here with this potential weekly bull flag and this huge squeeze. Daily, odds favor a lower high. 4-hour, did we just double top? Yeah, I missed that earlier. We just double topped on the 4-hour. We'll see if this hourly chart yields higher, and can we just lock in this potential weekly higher low. Nat gas is up. That daily megaphone behavior continues, trapped under the 50 EMA on the daily. 4-hour and hourly are super choppy. Apple, let me look at my notes over here. Daily lower high, possible aggressive bear scouting top fish set up against last week's Thursday. So I marked off yesterday's high, Thursday's high, and Wednesday's high. Do y'all see that? They're within $1 of each other, all three. We're looking for an 8-hour lower high and a daily lower high on Apple. So for me, this is good a spot as any to look for a top fish on Apple in this area, 181 to 181.50. Do y'all see it? So that's my location I'm scouting. Amazon, we're back inside yesterday's range, daily lower high, even more likely. You could look for a top fish setup against yesterday's high. And I'm still looking for a weekly higher low and a potential daily higher low. Amazon looks better on the weekly than Apple does. So let's remember that. NVIDIA, weekly looks fine. Got a lot of work to do over here. I'd look for a top fish setup against yesterday's high, and then I'd be looking long toward yesterday's low, looking for that daily higher low to be set. Tesla, it got a daily higher high yesterday. It was unlike the other names, but now it's firmly planted inside yesterday's range. Considering we have other names that are green, this is pretty bearish on Tesla. Daily higher high achieved, yet price is notably below yesterday's low. Bulls aren't super comfortable with current price location. CVNA. CVNA is on back burner watch. That's where I look for first 5-minute or 15-minute oversold during regular trading hours. This thing bounced from the daily 50 MA, got a higher high, major strength yesterday. I like this potential 4-hour bull flag. So I like CVNA for back burner watch. DLTR. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Look at that squeeze on DLTR. We've got this hourly sideways range. Daily inside bar RSI is 20. We have this downtrend line on DLTR. So I like this hourly squeeze and maybe a pullback buy compared to yesterday's low. Maybe 123.20 or 123 if we could get along there. Y'all, retail is getting slammed. Macy's. Daily RSI 17. JWN 22. Just absolutely getting slammed. So of these names, let's go back. I like DLTR because I actually love the Dollar Tree. So I'm looking for a potential oversold bounce either today or sometime this week on Dollar Tree. Google. Daily and hourly squeeze are underway. Do you see the daily squeeze there? Hourly squeeze there. And I'm looking for a pullback buy. Looking for that daily higher low. IWM is still a healthy 4-hour squeeze. Looking for a pullback buy. If we get closer to yesterday's low, this is not as healthy as I want it to be, and I may need to abandon this idea. I was about to say evacuate because I've heard that word so much the past 3 days with the fires in Louisiana, the hurricanes in Florida. Evacuate, evacuate. I'm like, I have to evacuate this idea. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Abandon this idea the closer we get to yesterday's low because that's not a healthy retrace. And Wayfair looks like a potential 4-hour falling wedge. I didn't put it on my notes because we're just in an area with no support here. Daily stair step, potential 4-hour falling wedge. Hourly is beginning to squeeze, 30 minutes beginning to squeeze. Do y'all see that behavior? Nope, that's not what I want. Lower low. Lower low without follow through. If we could just flush yesterday's low at open, possibly hold $63 psychological, 63.20 and bounce, then we may get that beach ball effect on Wayfair with the way that this falling wedge is shaping up. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. There are over 300 of you and only 119 likes. I have to shut this down in 1 minute. I love all of you. Thank you for tolerating my lack of Spanish. It is on my bucket list to learn, and I will learn it someday soon. And y'all be careful out there and watch the dollar chart. It'll give you some good clues. Let me turn off my alarm clock before it hits us in the ears. And TCG members, I'll have these notes over to you in a second. Stay online for the open house. Right here is pinned at the top of chat, and I will put in our webinar link right now for tonight. All right, thank y'all for being here. Use stop losses.